Hello everyone and welcome to Blog on Everything and welcome back to the channel and welcome to another match review. This one, guys, is going to be very short, very brief, okay? Because what I just said through is quite possibly the worst performance I've seen by FC Barcelona this season. That game, especially during the first half, matter of fact, not during the first half, the entirety of that game, whenever Valladolid got the ball after Barcelona lost it in their half, was giving Ronald Koeman vibes, because it was back to the days when we couldn't defend transitions. It was back to the days when our defenders had no idea who's making a run in behind them. It was back to the days when our defenders couldn't stop crosses going into the box, which would eventually lead to silly goals being conceded. And that's exactly what happened right off the bat with the first goal. Less than 2 minutes in, on goal by Christensen after a cross by Darren Marquis, who was wide open being marked by, Sergio Roberto. Something which at this point I don't blame Sergio Roberto for, because he does not pick himself. Xavi Hernandez picks Sergio Roberto. After that, of course, we saw even more calamitous defending. Marcos Alonso being exposed time and time again by Kyle Larin, making that run off of Alonso's shoulder, which Alonso just couldn't see coming. And each time Kyle Larin did that, it either led to a shot on target or a goal, which is exactly what we saw with the penalty that Valladolid were eventually awarded rightfully after a clumsy tackle by Eric Garcia, who we'll talk about in a bit, because he was also responsible for the third goal, playing Larin onside as well, just completely falling asleep, out of position, playing at right back as well, which again, I'm not going to blame him for. I'm going to blame Xavi for that, because you play Sergio Roberto and Eric Garcia at right back in 2023. What exactly do you expect to happen? It's going to go a lot like it went here against Valladolid. Right now, I just have to say, FC Barcelona, I do not want to hear Xavi or Laporta or anybody else in Barcelona talking about winning a European trophy or reaching even the semi-finals of something like the Champions League if our squad is still going to have players like Eric Garcia, like Marcos Alonso, and like Sergio Roberto. I realize Barcelona love their Spanish players, but guys, right now we need a bit more quality in our depth, okay? Inigo Martinez is not even anything like a top-class center-back, but I guarantee when he comes in, he will play way better than what we saw today from Marcos Alonso in that left center-back spot. He will also play way better than we saw from Eric Garcia as well. Honestly speaking, I don't really know exactly what Xavi plans to do with his remaining games of the season, but like I had said from roundabout after Barcelona won the La Liga title, away at Espanyol, starting from that game itself, you could see that the moment that title was secure, a lot of players, their minds just switched off. These guys went in holiday mode. Not that I blame them. It's been a tough season. There's been a lot of work, especially for our defenders to do, and for them to be switching off, it doesn't shock me at all. So Ter Stegen, I said just in the last upload that I did not see him getting that record, and that was without even considering the fact that we could concede 3 goals against Valladolid in this one match. So, all that record business goes out the window. Don't play Ter Stegen again unless you want him to concede more than 18 goals. So yeah, that's basically the end of that. And honestly, I think it should be coming to the end of this match review as well, because there's not that much to talk about. The only thing that I will say to Xavi Hernandez is that if these players are not going to play with any intensity, meaning you're not going to really get anything out of playing them in these games, then why not just field an 11 full of kids? Because you know what? I have no problem with Barcelona losing 3-0 to Valladolid if we have a bunch of kids in our starting 11. And, today we only had about 3 of them. We only had Gavi, we only had Balde, and Pablo Torre. And matter of fact, Pablo Torre, along with Robert Lewandowski, and I would say Rafinha, are some of the few players who actually looked like they cared in this game. Ousmane Dembele, very terrible cameo. Same for Ferran Torres. Ansu Fati got garbage time once again. Didn't really have a chance to do anything. Next time, Xavi, just field an 11 of La Masia players and we'll call it good. Whatever happens, we're going to be happy, because we know it's just a bunch of kids who happen to at least be trying harder than the guys who are already on holiday. So please, Xavi, send these guys on holiday, and whilst you're doing that, pack Eric Garcia, Sergio Roberto, and Marcos Alonso's bags, because these men should not play any kind of match that matters to FC Barcelona ever again. Alrighty, that is that. I thank you for tuning in. Have a great day, and Forza Barça.